must say. I'm looking forward to that one. And we have another book chat on the show this morning. Damilola, a passionate advocate for youth empowerment and the executive director of the Marvel Inspire Africa initiative. Through her non-profit, she's transformed the lives of youths. We'll be talking to her on book chat, the second one, later today.
And we're back. Thanks for staying with us for our second book chat this morning. We have Damilola. She's a passionate advocate for youth empowerment and the executive director of the Marvel Inspire Africa initiative. Through her nonprofit, she's transformed the lives of over 3,000 African youths, focusing on education and community development. And this morning, her book, Thrive, Teens and Young Adults on a Journey of Purpose. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing good.
Oh, well done. You've inspired. You've trained and empowered over 3,000 youths.
Yes, over 3,000 in the last 4 years.
In the last 4 years.
Yes.
That is amazing.
Thank you.
Talk to us. How did this journey begin? I mean, because that's what your book is about, anyway.
Yes. So it's passion, and then the passion started from having to navigate life all by myself with very minimal support, with no much mentorship and guide, and seeing that life wasn't so smooth that way.
Okay.
And also that inspired me to say, you know what, there are other young people around the world who are striving, struggling, and not everybody eventually breaks through. I mean, a few percent would eventually break through, but not all. So how can we make it easier for some of those people to at least give them that leverage, that opportunity to excel, especially for those in rural communities? So the work we do speaks more to people in rural communities, the average person who feels like, life has cheated me already.
Yeah.
I don't have access to good education, I don't have money, I don't have, so let me just stay here. So we take that message of hope, of inspiration to them, and we don't just stop there. It's good that you are inspired, but
you have to be empowered as well.
So go ahead to empower them, to say, don't just be inspired. What can we do? What do you want to do? Do you want to go to school? Do you want to learn a skill? And we see how we can close that gap to at least place you on that platform where, okay, now you have the basic knowledge, you have the basic empowerment,
and then you have the tools.
So you can take it up from there.
Fantastic. That's brilliant. Well done.
Thank you very much.
That's no small feat at all. Let's talk about who are you? I think that is one critical question that a lot of us, even as adults, because like they'll say, none of us have got it figured out
at all.
We're all just still, taking it one step at a time. Some of us are doing let's that go it.
Trial by error.
Trial by error. But this is one critical question that we all need to ask ourselves. Who are you? What comes to mind? Is it your name, gender, background, status, or perhaps the roles others have assigned to you through your life? Who are you?
And it's interesting for me that that's the starting point for every individual.
True.
And what I tell people is, you all through your life, you will keep discovering more. Like your entire life is a journey of self-discovery. You can't totally figure it out to say, oh, now I am a presenter, so that is all there is to me, or I am an advocate, and that is all. So your identity will keep unveiling, but at least you should know yourself beyond the things
of what you do.
Yes, that when we strip off consultants, so I am also a business consultant on the side.
Okay.
When we take out that, when we take out
being a executive director,
yes, when we take out what else is left with Dami, who is Dami?
What's your core?
So you need to be able to see yourself beyond things, beyond what you do, So identity is more of a being, who you are in your person. And how do you come about finding that? You know, it's something that you would have to find yourself, because people would always define you. People would always say, oh, I think she's tall, oh, I think she's fat. And I think this is even the basis of a lot of challenges we face in today's world. People don't know who they are. So when somebody comes and say you are this, you want to, you know, I stumbled on a post, I think it was this morning, where someone said they took a survey, and over, I mean, 80% people said they would rather, young people, they would go to jail for 2 years just to get £1,000.
Wow.
And I'm like, this is identity problem. Like, if you know who you are, you will subject yourself to
whatever
that
situation.
For what?
Yeah.
It's you know, it's, you're worth more than that. So we need to begin to see ourselves intrinsically, like not just the extrinsic value, not just what we have, what we don't have, what life has thrown at us, our challenges, to what has God put inside of me.
Yeah.
There's something He has put inside of you. So you need to start seeing yourself through that lens. That, I mean, the fact that you are on earth shows that you're important.
You know, I agree with you. And I think we need to begin to inculcate this mentality with children.
Yes.
You know, helping them know who they are. Because even at a young age, knowing who you are is important on your life's journey.
Absolutely.
As you grow older. And that way you can even also fight off bullying.
Yes.
Because a lot of kids are faced with bullying, peer pressure, even before they become young adults. So I think that is one important question and important mindset that, you know, needs to be, you know, that needs to be, you know, imbibed or from, you know, with the kids. With parents need to do that. Let's talk about building the right esteem, because so getting past knowing who you are, getting past knowing what you stand for, your values. Now, how does one build the right esteem?
So, I mean, knowing who you are has already taken you a step ahead, because now you begin to see yourself the way you should see yourself.
Yeah.
So when it comes to esteem, I mean, most of the young people that fall into criminal acts or tend towards moral decadence is because they don't have the right esteem of themselves. So you begin to, you need to now start confessing. Yes, and the reason why this book is, one thing about the book, like you say, you talked about parents. It's also something that parents need to get, because I've discovered that esteem issues doesn't even really start with the child. It starts with the parents, it starts with the teachers, it starts with the guidance. So you have a parent that would always shout that no matter what the child does, you always find an error. You always think they're not doing enough. You don't appreciate. So the child is already used to, oh, I'm not enough, no matter what I do, because mommy would still say, can't you see this person? So we need to stop focusing on others and start focusing on the child. If the child is not doing enough, it shouldn't be in comparison. It should be about the child. How can you be better?
I agree with you, because not just, I mean, this doesn't even stop with the parents. Also, you know, extends to the school community. You know, the teachers. Well, what are they saying to these kids? When they fail a subject, how do they speak to them?
I mean, they draw the zero, like this do for us. And draw your ears.
With the ears and the eyes and the nose and the mouth with it. So I think that's quite important. Now let's talk about something very, very, very important in every teenager's life, and that is sex, dating, and relationships. Because as you grow older, they're exposed to a lot of information, especially in this time and age of technology.
Yes.
You can't exactly control what a child has access to on television, on their phones, even the things that they see all around us, even with the people that we live with.
Exactly.
So this is very important. Quickly talk to us about this.
Okay, so sex. I don't even want to remember growing up. I mean, we didn't have access to the right knowledge, and that's also one of the inspiration of ensuring that this topic is in this book, because the only thing we get to hear is, oh, sex is bad. If a guy touches you, you're going to get pregnant, and you know, you just move away. But we need to start giving young people the right education, even from as young as possible, as young as they can identify their right and their left. They need to know that, okay, sex in itself is not bad, but under what circumstance should they be allowed to have sex. I mean, what should they know about relationship with the opposite sex? It's not even just, oh, when you talk to a boy is wrong, when you talk to a girl is wrong. They need to have the right knowledge to say, you know what, relationship with the opposite self in itself is not bad. I mean, we're emotional beings. We get more attracted to the other sex, especially when you're within from 12, 13, your teenage age. You want that attention, you want that affection, you want to be loved. So we need to begin to guide them, right? Say, how do you walk around this?
Yeah.
How do you deal with your emotion? We've all had crushes. They need to know that it's not bad to have a crush.
I mean, your book expatiated, like, went further and, you know, broadened it out. So I think, you know, this is one book that everyone should have. But finally, money, money, money.
Important.
They say money is the root of all evil.
Yeah,
and
the love of money.
Now, the love of money, right? And we live in a time now where a lot of young people, I wouldn't just say girls now, a lot of young boys and girls are, you know, getting carried away and getting involved in a lot of immoral and fraudulent activities, frivolous activities that they shouldn't be engaged in, just because, you know, everyone is living in that fast-paced era where you just want to make money. They don't want to care. They don't want to work hard for it. They just want to make that money. So quickly, touch on this before we wrap this up.
Okay, so I think the first thing I want to say to young people listening, if you're listening, who would be listening, and what I also emphasized in this book is there are stages, there are phases to life. And as young people, we need to understand that. You can't live your future now. I mean, I am always amazed where I see 17, 18, and I read on the news that they're killing people for ritual, and I'm like, growing up, ritual was associated with 60, 70-year-olds. So we need to understand that we are at different phases of life, and at this phase of life, you're in a phase of development, of empowerment. What you do now will translate into the kind of wealth you will have. So instead of worrying yourself about, oh, how do I make money now? Look at how can I develop myself. You know, it's laid out there. How can I add value to myself? Money would always come to you when you're valuable. I mean, you don't need to chase money.
I agree with you. I mean, this book is quite a gift, I'll say, and thank you for sharing your gift to the world. And quickly, before I wrap this up, I think there are just a few questions here I'll just like to drop to our young viewers right now watching. I think one of the core things that you need to ask yourself is, who are you? What are your core values and interests? What career paths align with your strengths and passion? And finally, you have just one life to live. Make it meaningful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thrive is the book I think you should get today. And thank you so much, Damilola, for sharing this gift.
Thanks a lot for having me.
And I know that a lot of people would be inspired, and this is going to greatly impact their lives as well.
Thank you. I believe so too.
Well done.
Thank you.
All right, guys, and that's a wrap. We have Mary and